Hey there, YouTube. Now it's time for another big Fortress of the Gothic Vampires update. Now I love, the Snobs movie, throughout my own, heart and integrity to film, this has meant a lot, 24/7. So first of all, Dee Well is up in there, and I love her. Lily, so if you don't know Dee Well, back when I was first drawing the manga, Lily fought Sheen and Imagashi, and Sheen is Boomer's older brother, okay? So let me, establish something to you real quick. Now, we all love, 2021, we had, magnificent characters like Jukeboxy, who's also the movie who I forget about, Pete Tart, the soon to be, pending gingivitis, each and every, character in Nons was very unique, including Nokia and Super Lucas. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The stars and shit, including Okustabi, Steve for American Dad, which is also, a great acrobat in the film. So, it's very true. It's very true. In fact, when I first got there, the Alpha Mega, I saw my brother do the mood first date. So, it's nothing to me, literally. So I'm going to go into the world later on. Because what's going on, specifically, ever since the Primary Lotus, I've been living my life through LimeWire at least for 2 years now, and it's so better, literally. So I don't want to hear shit, about the old world, literally, the world of Florence, artism, literally, the world that is good, the world that is, skateboarding, the world that is on the Pilgrim's Khalifa, the world that's in between that does what Rihanna, literally, why it doesn't stand a single chance, okay? And the reason why this is happening is because I care about life, I cared a lot, and recently what's been happening was a stage play, okay? Literally, the biggest stage play in the world. So, what you don't understand, what Fortress is, it's not just a movie that supports linear. Literally, it's one of the best, Nas movies of all time, but it's also a part of the century, okay? Now, let me explain. The film revolved around, linear, as greatest aspect, but, the main person being affected in this movie is Beta. And Beta, literally, is dealing with a whole bunch of emo kids, where he's the main skateboarder of the group. He's dealing, with several Osbournes from the Osbourne family. So even though Ozzy Osbourne died this year, it wasn't shit to me. Nothing is worse than compared to like my relationship with Sean Shuma. I don't care if you're a voice actor or Goku. Literally stop being a stupid perverted old man. Okay, anyway. Let's get into this video. So, like I said, 2021 was when we wanted all these characters to be fluxed and flourished, and something is going to happen, okay? There you go. Okay, so anyway, the reason why this is so impactful, I mean, literally, why, you can't get up with this. Okay, first off, my favorite one out of his crew was Youngster. And Youngster was literally the guy why I imitated, what I said, literally, oh, you're still talking, this, and that. And, it's very, infuriating to the point, when you understand that, his girlfriend was fat. And, what makes this movie powerful, literally, isn't just the special attacks. It isn't, the ending that I already spoiled on YouTube, literally. So I don't want to hear shit like, people getting in as American, literally, in foreign countries. I don't care. Literally, because, the main truth of it, is everybody's got to have a piece of the movie. What I knew before I left was, Bob Long was going to have a sequence, Jit was going to have a sequence, literally. Giovanni may or may have not been there. Diddle was definitely going to be in there. And what you don't understand about Fortress, it's the key, to all life and all celebrities that are linear, okay? Now, this is one character that stands out. So we all know Diva art. What I tried to put on was I tried to put on, for anime fans who like things going into detail, like, Edward, Full Out Alchemist, hanging out with Edda and Eddie, a lot of things, Samurai Jack saying what's up to Zoro, not that cringy, but let's just be real. There was a guy that was based on Silver the Hedgehog and Trunks, who we all love in 2021, who asked her Phoenix, one of my favorite characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, okay? Literally, the guy that pissed off Jay and the guy that's just like Sweet Life was like a Cody. What I did was I put a barcode, under his face like the Promised Neverland. Well, May 21. So impactful was I knew the Chris community, I knew this and that. That's why I knew that Gumball was a cartoon that was complex because of how hard it is to make in that animation studio, okay? And, the truth about it was this. We all, want, that one guy with Trunks, Lily, he's just a son, just like Lucario, Lily. So, as a Phoenix, Lily, with the Promise Neverland, barcode tattoo, literally slashes and kills a lot of people, and in this movie he does a whole lot, and that is, the main purpose of the video is the fact that, there's a Canine Conundrum, back in the studio, the Pizza family, that they saw, I imagine this character fighting. I know Mink can see literally each and every one of them, but who's the one who is heavy on graphic design that says, I don't care if this fighting, literally, I'll wait for producers, I'll wait for things to get serious, okay? Literally, I did not even know that fucking Trunks thing was gonna be in the movie. Literally, that little Trunks picture that comes out that's like Pokemon Go, which is shit in my favorite part of the movie. Literally, and now I know that he does a lot. Literally, Samurai Pink is in there. Literally, there's so many people. Literally, what was I thinking about Jiro? Who taught you Jiro? Omar. Do you understand? Literally, it's really infuriating. I'm not done with that profile picture. That purple shit is coming up, maybe, within, 3 or 2 weeks, but definitely 2. Because there's a whole lot more to actually think about, okay? And guess what? In Fortress, there's a divine tree that's based on the tree from Fairy Tale. And what does that divine tree do? Literally, that is the core of the movie. A lot of people on this channel don't know the truth behind this divine core because it's based on linear. And the divine tree because of Fairy Tale. In Fairy Tale, there was a colored tree that looked like a colored afro, right? Literally, it was a celestial tree, for Lucy, the mages that go to a different world. And what that tree was that tree is representing linear. We all know. I thought about that tree at John George one time. Literally. But the truth of it is, I know politically that was the key to being on linear because Fairy Tail is the best choice when it comes to a adjacent linear anime. Okay, so the Divine Tree literally comes, on 145, not the whole movie, but around, near the end, that activates, the whole Fortress War. So what I do is that it starts off, with people being possessed by vampires, basically like all the Junior Saga, which is why Fortress has got vampires. And, the main three, people, Eyes of Stottle, Ozzy Osbourne, this is now all based off, the Osbourne clan. And the whole movie was tore up, and it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Boomer is in that movie. I guess, most Mods movies, literally, April Lavigne may be in there. But, there's so many, that probably does everything. And this movie was all about, writing, back when I knew writing, back when I did, Simpson from Kolyoko. And what writing is things that can't extinct. It's the way you structure your shit as an artist. And, with this movie had timeless, and limitless potential, literally, not just characters like Ezekiel, but, characters like Icky Vicky, one of them, Philly Roma, literally, Melanie Octavio, so many, different ones that came to play, literally, Brandon was from Forgotten Universes, literally, and Bayside kind of has similar, openings and transformations, but this is stakes of cake because this is Gabaya's finest. So the 4, great, stars was Zaf, because he had fucked with the Isaac clan. Boomer, goes in and out. Better, he goes in and out of the movie. Skittles is my favorite part, because Skittles is right outside Boomer. He does a whole lot in this movie, there may be a time lapse, like characters that are introduced in future movies might be in Fortress. Lily. There's also Jazzy, the type of cop Black Henry, this was really, really crazy how a black man won on the outside, and there was so many different, and Jazzy is going to be the key of the Divine Tree, okay? Lily, so after the Divine Tree, Lily, there are 2 youngsters. There's one that's based on Kylo Harlan, and there's one that's based on actual youngsters, Isaiah's friend. And the movie is very, very long, Lily, and the world has specials, Lily, and everybody has, so unique specials, Lily, go into different dimensions, Lily, Sadra, Lily, everybody, and you don't understand that Fortress isn't shit in and out, okay? So you have to, really, really pay attention because that Trunks thing really slipped my mind. Okay, so there was too many, characters, too many somethings in the movie, but what the movie is based on being linear. So what happens during the movie is people be like, Rasatana, this, and that. Literally, each and everyone gets to, display the ultimate special. And what ends up happening at the end is that it's a big conclusion, and what makes it not linear is not only, the big example from martial arts the last one for the 14-minute fight in the movie, but the second, thing at the end, that displays that big things have to happen, okay? So, as criteria is for a main character, which is me, Goodbye, Budioto, this was, and Tommy of all anime, for instance, you don't understand about Fortress, it's just made with hard work and determination. It's slightly different from linear in order to tell a story, but it's why, if nobody, the meaning of Fortress is if nobody was linear, nobody would be special. It's really, really out there, really. So that's why you don't make a quick update, because I thought in Drill, ready for producers, the one who made the beats at home is right here. Literally, so wherever you are, in the studio, literally, blame Naruto, this and that. Literally, this is why Naruto led to an anarchy society, because people wanted to hide behind a straight and not be linear. So, I'm still Lord 7th, and I'm out.